Yay, you came back over. I'm glad that you did, because I think this will be very helpful to you. I'm going to talk about 4 strategies for making sales happen on social media or by the use of social media. And I think that you will definitely find something in here today that you haven't heard already. So here we go. The acronym I'm going to kind of tie your messages to is the word SELL, S-E-L-L. So if you write that on your hand or write it down on notes, I would recommend you take notes today. Selling is something that is confusing to people on social media, especially businesses and marketers. They really try to push what they're doing and say, hey, come on over to my site, come notice me on my website, I'm really awesome, I'm really the best, and people don't care. They just don't care, and they're actually annoyed when you do that. You don't want to interrupt their space where they're talking with their friends and their family, sharing photos with advertising. They just don't care to know anything about that. So here's the way that you approach it. And I want you to know that sales, this is what clarified it for me when I learned this. Sales don't happen on social media. They happen on your website. So make sure that you're not trying to sell on social media. What you're going to be doing instead is socializing, of all things. Social media is for socializing. So that's what the S stands for in sell. I want you to go on Twitter to do your socializing. Predominantly on Twitter, and only spend 10 minutes a day. That's really all you need to do, actually. And what you're going to do is you're going to type in a search term that you think somebody looking for your kind of business would type in. So say you're a dog groomer. You would say, type in, looking for a dog groomer, I need a dog groomer, anybody know of a dog groomer? And you filter it down by your area if you're a local business. And then you go in and you find those people that wrote that, and you'll be amazed at how many there are. It's really something. And then you can actually save that search so that every time somebody writes that, it's going to pop over into your queue, so you don't have to search for it all the time. And then you're going to go in and you're going to contact that person, but instead of saying, here I am to save the day, I'm your answer, they're probably getting lots of that, and it's really quite annoying. So instead of doing that, say, hey, and look at their profile. They'll generally say something about themselves. Find something that resonates with you that you can connect with. Say they say, I'm a music lover, or I'm a music aficionado, or I love something. Say, hey, I noticed you're a music lover and we live in the same town. Do you know of any really good venues for music that you've gone to for live music, or any events that are coming up? I'd love to go to those. And they'll write back because they're being helpful, and people long to be helpful on social media. And especially if it's in their interest area and they're excited about it. So then you can just chit-chat with them a little bit. And I know it sounds crazy, but then, you know, talk about where you had lunch, where it was a good restaurant you went to, where say, yeah, what do you do for work? And, you know, if they have a half-formed brain, they're going to ask you back, well, what do you do for work? Oh, you sound like such a neat person. And then you say, oh, I'm a dog groomer. And they're going to go, oh my goodness, I found you. And they're going to be so excited. And then, you know, you're not competing on price anymore. They love you and they want to go with you because you're their friend. You're the one they like, and you're the one they trust, and you're the one that showed that they actually, you know, have something in common with. So I also want you to know that even if they don't become a client, and often they won't, it's not a waste of your time. And here's why. On social media, it's generally, I'm trying to show you my hand, it's generally not the first degree that is going to be the one that you actually get a client. That means the person that you make that connection with. Generally, where your clients are going to come from, if you stay in touch with this person, is from that second degree, their connections, their friends. And so if you can just keep that in mind, that if they're not becoming a prospect, you don't need to get frustrated. You don't need to try to ump the ante, you know. You just make them think that you're just the nicest person they've ever met in the whole world, and, you know, be that nice person. And then when they have a friend say, you know, I'm really looking for a dog groomer, I'm really looking for a web designer, I'm really looking for a copy editor, they're going to go, oh my goodness, I met this wonderful person on Twitter. You would love her. You would love him. They're so smart and they're so good at what they do and they're just so nice. I know you could trust them. They're going to tell them about you, especially if you've stayed in touch. Now, the way that you stay in touch has to do with the next one, okay? The next, in SELL, the next thing is collecting emails. And the way that I do this is on my Twitter, I use a program called Social Oomph that you sign up with. I think it has like a $3 and something monthly fee now. It used to be free. But that allows you to auto-follow people when they follow you on Twitter, and it also allows you to auto DM, which means direct message people. So as soon as they follow you, it sends them this little direct message that says, hey, thank you for following me. I really appreciate it. I'd love to connect with you more, and I have a video to show you on Facebook. And they're going to go, huh, a video. People love videos. You'll find that the more you can post videos, the more people will click on your links. So they'll probably click on that link, and it'll take them to your Facebook fan page where you have a fan page set up like this. And what this is, this box that this video and email capture were in when you first got to my page, it's called an iFrames app. And it's actually probably the most expensive thing you'll do on social media because social media is free. But it's really the most valuable thing you could ever do on social media because it captures emails. So here's what you do. You send them over to that link, you have a video, and you give them a really compelling reason to keep in touch with you through email by giving them something for free, like 10 top tips on what you need to do for your pimples or whatever your target market would be interested in. It usually should have something to do with solving their problem. In fact, it should always have something to do with solving their problem. And then they're going to want that because they have this problem and you can help them solve it. And then after you've got their email, you can keep in touch with them over time. And I recommend you keep in touch at least every 2 weeks. Just send, it does not have to be an article, it doesn't have to be long, you just write a little thing to your email list saying, hey, here's a quick tip, you know, just something they can apply right away. It can be as small as a paragraph. And if you do it right, and if you incorporate video even, they're going to enjoy getting those. So you don't have to feel bad about doing it. Just don't overdo it, don't over bombard them, but you know, every week, every 2 weeks, that's a good amount of e-newsletters that you can send. And make sure that every single one portrays some teaching tip, some value. Don't just send them dribble, please. Nobody has time for dribble. Nobody has time for, oh, come and see this. Oh, we're selling this car. And if, you know, I was helping a auto dealer with their social media once, and I was looking at their competitors, and their competitors' site, their Facebook had a post every day, and I thought, well, that's good, they're posting every single day. But then I looked at their post, and it was like, it was on Groundhog's Day, and they said, if Punxsutawney Phil had come out of his hole today and saw the Pontiac, da-da-da, you know, whatever it was, he wouldn't go back down. And I thought, oh, what a waste of my life. What a waste of time. I don't care. So make sure that it's something that gives value, that gives a tip, that helps someone solve a problem every single time you talk to them. And they will love that you give them problem-solving tips all the time. All right, so that was socializing is S, E is email. The next one is listen. And this is really important and really, really helpful. If you go around on the internet, and not just the internet, but in social media, there's their own search fields in Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and even YouTube. And you type in something to do with your field, like how to da-da-da, what to do, I'm looking for, how do I, etc. How do I cut my hair from home, you know, etc. If you're a hair salon. And then they're going to, you know, there'll be things on there that are about your business. I mean, there's competition everywhere. You want to look and see what your competitors are doing so you can differentiate yourself in your approach. But you also want to see what people are asking, because you'll find that lots of people are asking questions on LinkedIn, on Twitter, in groups on Facebook, and discussions on Facebook, and even on YouTube. I would say that YouTube should be your last priority on the listen section, but it's good for competitor things. Anyway, find what people are asking, and then it's not rude in social media. It's actually expected and welcomed for you to dive right into the conversation and say, hey, this really helped me when I found out this tip, and changed me, or I know how you feel. Well, I felt that way until I found this. And when people hear you say that and you help solve their problem, they're going to follow your link. And in Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, if you post, it'll have your name there, and your name will be hyperlinked, and they can click on that link and go back to your fan page. And I recommend, as a business, you're posting as your fan page so that they can go to your page instead of your personal profile. And then you go and you answer their question, and they're going to go, and if they land on Facebook on your fan page, you're going to have that video there, that email capture, and they're going to be brought right into your funnel. So that's the way to do that. So listen and then act on what you're listening. So we're down to one more tip now. So socialize, email, capture email, listen, and then the last one, which is really probably the most important, though none of them are unimportant, is leadership. If you are not acting like a leader online, it doesn't matter if you're collecting emails, it doesn't matter if you're socializing, it doesn't matter if you're listening. You really need to portray that by your tips and what you can share, people can be benefited, and it can add value to their life, and it can get them from where they are today to where they want to be tomorrow by being associated with you in some way. So always portray that. The way that you do that is through teaching, through training, through free tips online, through giving away free things on your Facebook fan page that they trade their email for, by projecting this image that you're confident, that you have plenty of what you need. So you don't. The worst thing you could do, I think the worst thing, is to beg them to contact you and buy from you, and I really need it for my baby, or whatever. All those needy ways of communicating just drive people away. So always have this attitude of abundance, that whether or not you become my client, I'm here to help you. Whether or not you become my client, other people will become my client, and I will be successful. That there's always more money where money comes from, and it will come to me. And that I'm just relax and have fun and communicate as if you don't need anybody, that you're just there to help. And I'm telling you, when you communicate that level of confidence, people will flock to you. They'll want to know what you have, because they feel like, wow, she doesn't need me. She must be doing really well. There must be something about her or him that they're doing right, and I want to know more about it. So project that online. Be that leader, and always, always initiate conversations. Start the groups on LinkedIn, start the groups on Facebook, facilitate the discussions with questions, get other experts involved, because other experts are gonna dive in when they see that there's a forum where they can show their stuff. So if you start that forum, it's not hard to do, it's always free. You will be perceived as the industry leader, the thought leader that people will want to follow. So be a leader, socialize, capture emails, listen, and lead. And I guarantee you, you will make sales through social media. That's how you use it. Don't use it any other way. I'll talk to you later. And if you have a question about social media, any of the platforms, I'm happy to help you with that. I really am an expert in Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and blogging. So any of those 5 things, I'd be happy to help you. And also with how to make money online. Any of those questions, I'm delighted to give you free advice on if you post on my Facebook fan page, just right on the wall somewhere. And I'll talk to you later. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and best of luck in your business endeavors. Bye-bye.